This is the Mitel 5224 IP telephone.
In this video presentation, you'll learn the basic features and functions of this telephone. Okay, so let's take a little bit closer look at the phone.
We've taken this phone and divided it up into 9 individual sections.
Each section represents a different area of function of the phone. So we're going to go through each one of those one by one and show you what the functions of the phone are. The LCD display is basically our interface into the phone. It's going to tell us what the phone is doing. When the phone's not in use, the LCD display is just going to show us the date and time. If we've got a message waiting for us, it'll also indicate that as well. Now, later on, when we get into the super key function of the phone, the LCD display is going to become more important to navigating through those menus. This is your ring message indicator. Very simple. It's going to give you a visual notification if the phone is ringing or if there's a message waiting for you. We'll get into that a little bit more in a minute. In the third section of the phone, we've got up and down arrow keys, a speaker button, and a mute button. Now the up and down arrow keys do three things. They change the volume of the ringtone when the phone is ringing, they change the volume in the earpiece when you're talking on the phone, and they also adjust the contrast on the LCD display. The speaker button activates the speakerphone for hands-free phone use. When the mute button is pressed, the person with whom we're speaking cannot hear our voice during the conversation, but we can still hear their voice. Keep in mind this only works during a speakerphone conversation. In the next section here, we've got 6 feature buttons. There's a lot of power and a lot of different functionality in these buttons, so let's zoom in a little bit and take a closer look at these individually. Okay, the top left button, the blue button, that's your super key. The super key allows you access to the applications within the phone. This is going to be things like your company directory, programming speed calls, and also changing the ringtone on the phone. The next button over in the circle with the white X, that button, is the cancel key. The cancel key simply clears the last command. It allows you to back out from wherever you're at in case you've made a mistake. You just panic, you want to leave wherever you're at there. You just hit that key. It's going to bring you back to a neutral state in the phone. The next key is the redial key. See the numbers with the kind of swoosh. Now, the thing to keep in mind with the redial key is it's only going to redial the last external number you've called. So if you've dialed 9 and your area code and number to get out, it will redial that number. But if you've dialed extension, say 2717, it's not going to redial that. It's going to dial the other number instead. Starting over at the bottom left, we've got the red hold key. Simply place a call on hold. You can hang up the handset, come back to that call later. The next key over from there is the transfer conference key. It has 2 functions. You can either transfer a call between extensions, or you can use this key to conference in multiple participants for a conference call. And the last key on the bottom right is the message key. Now, right now what you're seeing is the message key is sort of clear. It will light up, and when it's lit up, that means you have a message. And when you press that, it will give you access to your voicemail. In just a minute here, when we get into the practical application portion of this instruction, you're going to see we use this section of the phone pretty heavily.
Here we have the keypad. We obviously use the keypad to dial phone numbers, but we also use the keypad to spell out the name of the last person when we're in the company directory. So we simply spell out the last name by using the letters printed on the keys. The next section are navigation page keys. We use these keys to display additional pages of information on the LCD display. The 5330 has 2 page navigation keys, back and next, and there are a total of 3 pages available to us. By pressing the back and next keys, we cycle through these pages. In the next section, we have our programmable keys and feature keys. This is a row of 11 buttons. The top 3 buttons are reserved for accessing different menu options while we are in the super key mode. The bottom 8 keys are personal programmable keys. These keys may be used to program features on the phone, like call history, do not disturb, or access to voicemail. or they may be programmed with your own personal functions, such as speed dials for frequently dialed numbers. Keep in mind, we have 3 pages of keys available, multiplying the 8 programmable keys to a total of 24. Indicated here under the handset is a speaker. This speaker is used to provide an audible ringtone when somebody's giving you a call. It's where the sound's going to come out of. And also it allows you to hear the other caller when you're on a hands-free speakerphone conversation. It's also worth noting that your microphone used for your hands-free speakerphone conversations is located here in the bottom right-hand corner of the phone. So it's important not to put any sticky notes here or have any materials obstructing the microphone. It will affect the call quality. And the last feature, of course, is the handset, which we use to listen to the other person when they're speaking and to speak into while we're having a phone conversation. Placing a call to an internal extension. So in this example, we'd like to place a phone call. To do so, we're simply going to dial the extension of the number that we'd like to call. If we've entered a valid extension, that call will go through. Placing a call to an outside number. To place a call to an outside number, simply dial 9 and the number that you wish to dial, and your call will go through. To hang up the call, you can press the cancel key. Answering an incoming call. To answer an incoming phone call, you simply lift the handset up off the receiver and the call is answered. Directed call pickup. The phone on the left is ringing. In this example, we want to pick up this call at the phone on the right. This is called a directed call pickup. To do so, we're going to press *3 along with the extension of the number which is ringing. This will then pick up the call on this handset. Placing a call on hold and picking it up remotely. We want to place a call on hold and then pick it up somewhere else. We've got a call over here on this phone. So we're going to press the red hold key and place that call on hold. We can see it's on hold because of the red indicator on our prime line. We're going to hang that up. Now, we want to pick up this call from another phone somewhere in the building. Now, to do that, we're just going to pick up a line by pressing a prime line. Press *7 along with the extension of the phone in which the call was placed on hold. The parked call has now been picked up at the new extension. Transferring a call. We're going to transfer the call that we have right here to another extension. To do so, press the Transfer Conference button along with the extension to which you would like the call to be transferred to. At that time, you can then hang up the handset and the transfer will be complete. Redialing the last number. We'd like to redial the last number that we've dialed. To do so, we're going to press the redial button and the last number is redialed for us automatically. Just keep in mind, it's not going to pay attention to any internal extensions you've dialed since then. It's only going to dial the last external number. Creating a conference call. We currently have a call on the line, and we would like to conference in another party to make a three-way call. To do so, we're going to press the Transfer Conference button, and then we're going to dial the extension or the phone number of the person that we'd like to add to this conversation. When that person picks up, we hit the Transfer Conference button again, and now all 3 people are in the same call. The LCD display now indicates a 3-party conference. We can repeat this process as many times as we like to join additional participants up to a maximum of 8 callers. Programming a speed dial. we'd like to program one of our personal programmable keys as a speed dial. To do that, from the main menu, we're going to select the Applications button. It asks us to select an item below. We're going to select Settings. We're going to change our programmable keys. It asks us to select a key to program or edit. We'll take this one. Now we're going to make this a speed call. We can now enter the number by hitting the Edit Number button, and we can begin programming the number on our keypad. Notice we're using a 9 since the number we wish to program is an outside line. We'll hit Save, and now we can edit the label for this number, and we'll put Dad. We'll hit Save, and we'll hit Save one more time. The number is now saved to the phone, as you can see here on the display. Programming call forwarding. We're going to program a phone number to which we'd like to have our calls forwarded. From the main menu, select Applications, then select Call Forwarding. At the top of the screen, we are prompted to enter a phone number. We're going to forward our calls to an outside number by entering 9 and that number. We then press the Activate button, and our call forwarding is enabled. You can see the call forward icon in the top left corner of the display. Activate call forwarding. We're back at our desk and we'd like to deactivate call forwarding. We select the Applications menu, then Call Forwarding, and then we select Deactivate. Call forwarding is now deactivated and the icon has been removed from the top left corner of the screen. Adjust the ringtone. We'd like to give ourselves a unique ringtone so we can differentiate our phone from others. From the main menu, select the Super Key function. Then, press the No button repeatedly until the ringer adjust appears on the display. Then select Ringer Adjust. Press Ringer Pitch. Using the up and down arrow keys, you can cycle through the various tones. To make your selection, push Next. You may also adjust the ringer volume by pressing this button and use the up and down arrow keys until you have the volume you'd like. Then press the Next key. You may then exit by pressing the Cancel button twice. This concludes our video instruction on the Mitel 5330 IP telephone. Thanks, and have a great day.